What is up, YouTube? It's your girl Evelyn, and today I want to highlight some upcoming shows and films featuring queer lady characters. So sit back, enjoy the video, and if there are any upcoming shows or films I've missed, please let me know in the comments. The Quiet Ones is an upcoming influencer horror film about Charlotte, a young woman who inherits a big-ass mansion from her estranged father, which is fantastic, because apparently her daddy wasn't shit when he was alive, as evidenced by the crushing debt Charlotte also inherited from him. So, like any good Gen Z, Charlotte and her friend Danny decide to turn the mansion into a content house, invite a bunch of influencers, and make a bunch of money so that Charlotte can pay back her father's crippling debts, and still keep the mansion.
What could go wrong?
Except, well, you know what happens when you put a bunch of hot young female influencers in a house together. That's right, brutal murder. Now, I would show you a clip from the trailer, but it's just nonsense set to terrible techno music. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the gay. It's gay.
You're welcome.
Anyway, you can watch The Quiet Ones August 5th on VOD.
Bitches say I think I'm the shit, and this. Know you bitches can't live.
Before we dive into this next release, I want to apologize in advance, because I am not a sports ball person in general. I know very little about the sports ball industry, complex, what have you. Now, does that make me a bad lesbian? Yeah, obviously. That also means I've never heard of Diana Taurasi before, but apparently she is the GOAT of the WNBA, and there's a brand new docuseries all about Diana's life and career as a professional basketball player.
The WNBA just wasn't ready for Diana.
Here comes big money.
Advertisers wanted straight, hyper-feminized, pretty quiet women.
You in pleasure.
She had a kind of swagger that women's basketball hadn't seen.
Now, the reviews for this docuseries are fantastic. Like, the folks who have watched Taurasi absolutely love it. And I'll say this much. I watched the trailer and, I wasn't super keen on the sports ball stuff, but the Russia stuff? Fascinating, especially in light of Brittany Griner's imprisonment in Russia back in 2022. Like, the fact that these top-tier athletes have to go to Russia, of all places, to be paid like the top-tier athletes that they are is fucking wild to me. Anywho, Taurasi drops August 7th on Prime Video. Birthright is yet another pregnancy/birth/creepy children horror movie. I'm not actually sure what this genre of film is called, but there seems to be a plethora of them involving lesbians. And by plethora, I mean like 3 in the past 10 years. The point is, I've seen all of them, and now I'm tired of seeing them.
We are just about 13 weeks along.
Congratulations.
I did some work on that place. She was a strange lady.
Birthright is about this pregnant lady who inherits a big-ass house from her estranged aunt.
Wait, what the fuck?
How are these people getting their estranged relatives to leave them a big-ass domicile? And that's not a rhetorical question. If you know, please leave a comment or hit me up on Telegram, because I too would enjoy having a big-ass domicile. Anywho, pregnant lady inherits big house from estranged aunt, moves into big house with girlfriend, and then, you guessed it, brutal murder. At least that's what I assume happens. You can catch Birthright August 8th in limited theaters as well as on VOD.
I don't have regrets on that casa.
Women Wearing Shoulder Pads is a perfectly titled Adult Swim puppet-looking type of show. Y'all know how those Adult Swim shows look. Anyway, it's set in 1980s Ecuador, and it follows a wealthy woman who seeks to exploit gigantic guinea pigs by breeding them for profit. Now, I believe the show's cast is all female, so there's a lot of lesbian activity going on. And based on the trailer, it comes across as a typical Adult Swim show. Unhinged, preposterous, but also very fun and funny. You can catch a Women Wearing Shoulder Pads August 18th on Adult Swim and also on HBO Max. Do you guys remember Drive-Away Dolls? It came out last year, and it was that kooky little lesbian road trip crime caper movie. It made my least favorite list of 2024 lesbian movies. Well, it turns out Drive-Away Dolls was the first of a trilogy of, I guess, kooky lesbian crime caper movies starring the chick from The Substance. Anyway, Honey Don't is the second movie.
Address you wanted?
Thanks, MJ.
Honey, right?
Love those click-clacking heels.
Honey Don't is a dark comedy noir film about Honey O'Donoghue, a small-town private investigator investigating a string of suspicious deaths tied to a mysterious church. Along the way, Honey meets a hot cop played by Aubrey Plaza, and if Honey Don't is anything like Drive Away Dolls, the two of them will probably end up having a fair amount of slightly weird lesbian sex. You can catch Honey Don't August 22nd in theaters.
Another morning, bright and early, you pour me coffee and I'm worried.
The creator of what is undoubtedly my favorite animated show of all time, BoJack Horseman,
normal words, but a horse guy,
has made yet another animated show. It's called Long Story Short, and it follows a semi-dysfunctional Jewish family throughout the years.
I look like Benjamin Franklin.
You mean you look like $100?
That's a bad amount of money to look like.
Now, based on the premise, I don't imagine this show will be all that much like BoJack Horseman, but I'll still definitely check it out. Also, our girl Abby Jacobson voices the daughter in the show who happens to be gay. You can watch Long Story Short August 22nd on Netflix.
Bitch, I flow, and when I leave, she feeling my ghost.
Despite the song I used to intro this movie, Went Up the Hill is actually a deeply serious horror film about a dead lady who decides to start possessing her poor grieving widow named Jill, which is terrible. Why would you do that? But if that's not bad enough, dead lady then starts possessing Jack, who is the dead lady's estranged son. And then the dead lady just keeps jumping back and forth between Jack and Jill, although there seems to be no hill in the trailer. So anyway, here's a clip.
She is okay.
Who is?
Jill.
Who are you?
Your mother.
Despite the lesbian setup, I have a feeling Went Up a Hill is probably more heterosexual than anything. I sense that Jack and Jill are going to have some ghost sex together.
That's kind of gross, huh?
Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Dead lady seems like an asshole. Anyway, you can catch the deeply serious Went Up a Hill August 25th in limited theaters. I do want to go over a few quick mentions, including some from July, because as you may have noticed, I didn't release an upcoming video for July because I got COVID and was very, very sick. Anywho, the first mention is HBO's Peacemaker, which is back for its second season. Now, I know our girl Danielle Brooks played a lesbian in season 1, but I don't know if her character survived season 1. But if she did, I'm guessing she's probably in season 2, which drops August 21st on HBO Max. Now, as for the July releases, there was The Old Guard 2, which I haven't watched yet because I actually forgot it came out until just now, which means I don't know if it's gay or not, because the first film only insinuated there was something going on between Charlize and that other lady. Anyway, if you watch The Old Guard 2, let me know in the comments if it's actually lady gay or not. There was also another influencer horror film called Iconic that came out in July. I know nothing about this movie, but I will say the trailer gives lesbian film vibes. Not that I've ever watched a lesbian film or any film. And last but not least, Netflix dropped The Hunting Wives last month, which was a very anticipated show. It's based on a really popular book of the same name, and it's about a bunch of wealthy Texas socialites who harbor a deadly secret or something of that nature, and it is super ass gay. And that is it for the video. As always, I have to shout out my big spender patrons, Angel, Mary, Angie, and Lucia. Speaking of Patreon, I did finally start my cinematic U-Haul series in which I attempt to watch every lesbian movie ever made. So if you want to check it out, the first episode of the series is already up. It also comes with access to my handy dandy lesbian movie tracker, which lists every single movie I've ever reviewed between YouTube and Patreon, along with links. Not to mention, you can also suggest which movie I should watch next. Also, I am still watching The Affair.
It's been 84 years.
I know, but I think I might be able to finish it before 2026.
So please pray for me.
Once again, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to let me know which lesbian release you're most looking forward to this month, and I'll see you in the next one.